YouTube,
man, what's up, everybody?
YouTube, BigLarryMotion hit that red button. If y'all didn't, y'all heard. Look, bro, tune the fuck in. Look, we heard. You know what I'm saying? Get in the motion. Like button as well. I appreciate y'all everyone that y'all heard. You know what I'm saying? We up. We got Gunna plea deal. I want to know what y'all think about this. Y'all think, like, what y'all think on it? Like, did he snitch? Did he not? Or like him getting out is snitching though, basically. So we not finna act like he did just because he's Gunna. But we finna hear about it though. We finna hop into it.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all. Y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're gonna be speaking on the YSL case. Gunna being released from jail on special conditions, including testifying if asked to. December 14th, 2022, major news broke in the YSL RICO case as none other than Atlanta rapper Sergio Kitchens, aka Gunna, was released from custody. After repeatedly being denied bond and expected to remain in jail until trial in 2023, Gunna has officially pled guilty to one count of violating.
Oh, wait. I'm over vibing. Shit, y'all probably like, hey, nigga, I can't see that. I got you.
Georgia's RICO Act.
I got you.
The charge itself carries up to 20 years in Georgia's state prison system, but Gunna has seemingly done the impossible. As he walked out of jail greeted by family and friends, court documents would emerge online detailing Gunna's punishment in Atlanta's most infamous rap indictment. A negotiated Alford plea would mean under Georgia law, Gunna was pleading guilty while maintaining his innocence. In other words, Gunna hasn't admitted to anything, but according to the plea, finds it in his best interest to accept a guilty finding. As a result, Gunna was sentenced to 5 years, with the 1 year he spent in jail counting his time served. The remaining 4 years, which would normally be served in prison, has surprisingly been suspended with special conditions. Gunna has agreed that if he is called on by any party within the case, he will testify truthfully and reserve his right to assert his Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination. This means Gunna will have to testify if asked to, but he may plead the Fifth to avoid incriminating himself. Gunna also agrees to perform 500 hours of community service with the completion of at least 350 hours. A substantial portion will require Gunna speaks to young men and women about the hazards and immorality of gangs and gang violence and the—
Bro, I'm just sitting there thinking like, I can't believe this shit. I can't believe it. This shit is crazy. He ain't got thug ass gone. They finna throw away the lock. They finna lock thug ass up and throw away the key, like, and forget about it. Oh man, it ain't looking too good.
The decay that it causes in the community. The final special conditions: a Gunna shall not possess guns or commit any criminal acts.
Right.
It has been agreed by the courts upon completion of his community service, the remainder of Gunna's 4-year sentence will be terminated by the courts, meaning once Gunna's—
And didn't Gunna say it is a YSL is an organization and a musical part of a musical—
done preaching to the youth, he's free to go. But if he doesn't abide by these special conditions, including testifying if asked to, Gunna will be sent to prison to serve the remainder of his sentence. Now these conditions resemble T.I.'s infamous federal case in which he was found in possession of weapons and silencers, but barely received any prison time, leading to speculation of him snitching. T.I. promoting Crime Stoppers was part of his community service and only worsened the rumors. And recently T.I. came out admitting to placing blame on his dead cousin to beat a separate weapons case before his federal case. It just so happens Gunna's lawyer, Steve Sato, is the same lawyer who represented T.I. in his federal case. With immediate rumors of snitching following Gunna's release, Gunna issued a statement to the press. When I became affiliated with YSL in 2016, I did not consider it a gang, more like a group of people from Metro Atlanta who had common interests and artistic aspirations. My focus of YSL was entertainment, rap artists who wrote and performed music that exaggerated and glorified urban life in the black community. While I have agreed to always be truthful, I want to make it perfectly clear that I have not made any statements, have not been interviewed, have not cooperated, have not agreed to testify or be a witness for or against any party in the case, and have absolutely no intention of being involved in the trial process in any way. I have chosen to end my own RICO case with an Alford plea and end my personal ordeal by publicly acknowledging my association with YSL. An Alford plea in my case is the entry of a guilty plea to the one charge.
Publicly announcing my association with YSL. And you and they locked both of y'all up together.
Against me, which is in my best interest, while at the same time maintaining my innocence towards the same charge. I love and cherish my association with YSL music and always will. I look at this as an opportunity to give back to my community and educate young men and women that gangs and violence only leads to destruction. Now, the only contradiction to Gunna's press statement is him not agreeing to testify. It clearly states in Gunna's special conditions for release that if he is called by any party in this case, he will testify truthfully. While that doesn't mean he will be called, it leaves the possibility, but at the same time, that doesn't mean Gunna is a snitch or will have to snitch. If Gunna is called to testify and refuses, he faces the remainder of his 4-year sentence in prison, which means Gunna will have to do time, but he'll do it with dignity, knowing nothing he did affected anyone else. Otherwise, it seems the only person he'd be called to testify on is Young Thug himself. Aside from being mentioned in music videos, Gunna's only involvement within the YSL indictment stems from 2 incidents. In 2017, Gunna and Thug were found in possession of a stolen gun and drugs after a traffic stop. And in 2018, they received a speeding ticket while the car behind them had 4 individuals inside armed with multiple weapons, including an AK-47. A video sent to me by Seti Nash would show a courtroom as someone in the stands recorded Gunna answering the prosecutor's questions and admitting to entirely too much. Not only did Gunna confirm YSL is a gang, he confirmed he has personal knowledge of members of YSL having committed crimes in furtherance of the gang, which in itself is grounds for a RICO indictment.
Please state after each statement whether or not you agree or acknowledge that statements are true, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
Gunna admitted when drugs and a gun were found after him and Young Thug were pulled over, that the items did.
Damn. Nah, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. That's crazy. They got
Thug is the person they belong to. Lastly, Gunna admitted to making a statement where he regrets making music that indirectly furthered the YSL gang and that YSL must end.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped the vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocodone, methamphetamines, and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
The crack pipe.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you acknowledge the following statement? I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL the gang to the detriment of my community. YSL as a gang must end. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.
Wow.
So we now know that if Gunna is called to testify, it would not only be against Young Thug, but against the other members he admitted to knowing committed crimes. While he does reserve the right to invoke his Fifth Amendment,
you gotta see it for how it is. That boy,
his Fifth Amendment is meant to protect him from self-incrimination and him only. While many say he will use this to avoid snitching, one can also wonder why he didn't use it to avoid answering those same questions. At this time, Gunna is free and has yet to speak on the video that's emerged.
Truth will set you free, huh?
Now, after seeing that video of him inside a court, I don't know if there's too much else to say. You admitted YSL is a gang, which is gonna negatively impact everybody.
Facts.
You admitted you have knowledge of other YSL members committing crimes, which is insane. There's no politics that's gonna stand behind somebody and say, yeah, I have knowledge that members of that gang committed crimes. And then not only that, you admitted that when you and Young Thug were pulled over and drugs and a gun were found inside of the car, it wasn't yours. If you get pulled over with somebody, they find something that's not supposed to be in there and they say, whose is this? Nobody's supposed to say anything. Because if you say, oh, that's not mine, now they're looking at the other person. And guess who the other person is? Young Thug. That's who they want it to be. They want it to be his. So they have more ammunition to put away the biggest member of YSL. So for him to admit that is crazy, and it changed my whole perspective on why he got released. Because initially, I thought it was a chess move. I assumed that his lawyer, Gunna's lawyer, told Gunna, look, we're gonna do this here. You're gonna say that you'll be willing to testify if you're called in to testify. You're gonna be given community service, and what's gonna happen is, when trial comes in a year, if they call you to come in and testify, you say, fuck you, I'm not testifying. And guess what? The remainder of your sentence, which is, you know, he was given 5 years, 1 year was taken off because he already served it in jail. He only has 4. If another year comes before trial, he only has 3 left. He would only have to serve 3 years inside of prison. Didn't snitch on nobody, didn't impact anybody's case in a negative way, does his 3 years, comes out a real one, and gets back to the music.
Yeah.
But now that I saw what he admitted to in the courtroom, it's like, I don't even know how anybody could still stand behind that.
Yeah,
they say he was alleged to have an affiliation to the Crips. I guarantee you that won't stand anymore. How the fuck is any Crip gonna get behind you and be like, yeah, that's the low, when you just said, yeah, I got knowledge of them gang members committing crimes and furtherance of the gang? What? That's crazy. So even if he hasn't...
That didn't even sound right coming out of his mouth. That didn't sound right.
Full-blown told or testified, just that video alone, in my opinion, is saying entirely too much. And me thinking that the only thing he could tell on was of him and Young Thug, since that's all he was brought up in within the indictment, but he's saying he knows things about other gang members committing crimes, that's exactly what they're gonna want to bring him in to testify for. But we'll just have to wait and see how this plays out. It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. Until next time.
Damn, that was a good ass video, bro. Hey, but dog, real shit talk. Let me know what y'all think about that. Like, I want to know what's y'all thoughts on that case. Like, clearly he did. He snitched though. Like, for me, my eyes, it ain't no like, no, he snitched. No, it's not no getting around that. You know what I'm saying? BigLarryMotion stuff. Get in that conversation. Hit that red button, bro. If y'all want to see more videos that y'all want me to do, because boom, I'm coming back like that. I'm coming back smooth with it like that. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? Like that. You know what I'm saying? BigLarryMotion stuff. Stay tuned. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Simple. Simple.